Hey, Chadley, did you know that Woody Harrelson's father was an assassin, like a guy that killed people?
Like a true one? Like what kind of assassin? Did he assassinate anybody cool or like is it
He
JFK?
was he was at the JFK assassin. He was there. He was
Oh, he
there.
was there. He was there. He didn't do the JFK though.
No, but that is suspicious that known assassin Woody Harrelson's father was
The
at that event.
but that was at the event. He was probably admiring the work of others in his craft.
Very possible.
It's very possible because like
You haven't-
in the
I know you
assassin
haven't
world.
seen. I know you haven't seen John Wick 2 yet, but they go pretty deep into the assassin world where like everybody's an assassin. Like, oh, those homeless guys, those are assassins. But yeah.
In the assassin world, do you think like they plan these things like events, like you get like evites to assassinations and
Oh,
stuff?
see, you just wrote John Wick 2. I can't believe it. Like you actually wrote John Wick 2.
I have not seen it yet. I have no idea. Oh my god. Dude, I would love to just see I don't want to be a part of it. I don't even want anybody to know I'm there, but I really just want to see the underbelly of the assassin world. I want to know what's going on, like for real, not like Keanu Reeves hanging out with a dog type thing. I want to see legit assassins.
Not Lawrence Fishburne's Underground Assassin League of homeless people.
Dude, is it fucking Fishburne in that?
Dude, not only is Fishburne in that, he makes a fucking Matrix reference to Keanu in that movie.
No, dude, that's crazy. That's the most insane thing. We'll talk about that eventually. But today we're not talking about Keanu Reeves. We're talking about a much better actor, which is a shocking thing to say. We're going to be talking about Vin Diesel. This is
Our
the
boy Vin Diesel.
Diesel. Yeah, dude. This when we're gonna be doing the top 5 Dieseler films. We're gonna be popping off XXX Return of Xander Cage and we're
Xander's back, baby.
Dude, Xander Cage has returned. We're also going to be talking about the third film in the Riddick franchise. We're going to be rounding that out. That's going to be the end of the Riddick franchise, which actually makes me pretty sad because I've really enjoyed watching these Riddick movies. Rest in peace, Riddick, because they will never make another Riddick film. There's no way.
It's impossible.
There's no fucking way they can make another Riddick film.
Nobody even cares. Also,
yeah, nobody cares. Like, I think Vin Diesel is the only one who still watches the Riddick films, other than us, of course, here at the Movie Epidemic Podcast. Like, I feel like this is half of their advertising for like the entire decade was us watching this on our show.
and then on Netflix, if you dare.
If you dare, yeah. We're also going to be talking about Live by Night, the newest offering from director writer Ben Affleck, adapting a novel into a movie.
The triple threat, Ben Affleck,
dude, triple threat, director, writer, actor, and maybe singer. I've yet to disclose that information. Dude, I would love to see that.
Yeah, him and Ryan Gosling. No, him and Seb, the character that Ryan Gosling plays. Him and Seb should make a film.
Hell yeah, dude, that would be so good. La La Land's based on a real guy, apparently, and his name is Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling played himself in that film.
He played a character named Seb. Like, we're not even. I thought his name was Seb until I realized, oh, Seb is short for Sebastian.
Yeah, it's short for Sebastian, but that just means he's a big douche because he's like, I'm gonna go by Seb. Who comes to that conclusion? For sure, don't do that. God, fucking dead. I
want you to call me Zeb from now on.
Hey, you know what's a better film than La La Land that came out roughly around the same time?
What's that?
XXX Return of Xander Cage.
Dude, this movie is so fucking good.
Holy shit, dude.
Okay, to me, this is exactly how you boot an action film in 2017, especially when it's based off some older films that are garbage. So, like, let's be honest.
Yeah, no, they're not good.
And the XXX with Ice Cube, complete garbage films. Not interesting at all. Not good. This movie, they keep that information intact while still rebooting the movie.
And
I've never seen it done before. I've never seen it done like this before.
And making it one of the most. Here's what's really great about this movie is that this movie understands that when you make a blockbuster, you better make it bananas. And so,
that's the thing that I think, like, the critical eye of like Twitter and Facebook has invented, that everybody
they think bananas
critical.
content. Yeah, they think bananas content is bad content. Yeah.
And I think that stems from like Transformers, but like Transformers was bad because it wasn't bananas or fun really. Whereas like I think there's still room for these blockbusters, and I think Vin Diesel and The Rock are single-handedly like making this a popularized genre again, and I love them for that.
Yeah, just absolutely silliness. Like, remember when they remade Point Break and then they made it? They played it 100% serious.
No, just make it bananas.
Yeah, fucking throw it, dude. Vin Diesel should have been in the Point Break remake. What the hell?
Yes, he should have.
What the hell, guys? Who was that again? It was someone who should never have touched a Point Break. It was like Chris Pine or something like that. Like,
I don't think it was Pine, because Pine is good, but
yeah, but Pine is good, but Pine can't do ridiculous. I don't think.
The thing with Pine is he takes bad roles, I think, because he's like really good in a lot of stuff, but then he's like, then it's like, why are you even in these movies? Like, I want him in a superhero superhero movie so bad, and he picks Wonder Woman.
Yeah, come on, what the fuck? What the fuck, Chris Pine? And now, like, here's the thing: is I wonder if you're in the DC universe, are you then exempt from being in the Marvel universe?
I think it's probably in the contract, or it's some sort of unwritten rule.
Well, that's terrible news, because that means that The Rock will never play Abomination, which is a mistake.
I disagree. The Rock can do whatever he wants. Yeah, there's nobody famous in this Point Break remake.
Oh, I thought it was someone like famous, but someone like dumb famous, like I don't give a shit type famous guy, like one of those, like I thought it was like a Liam Hemsworth or like a Brenton Thwaites type. I don't give a shit that you're famous type dude.
There is a guy like that, but I don't know him from anything.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we don't. Here's the thing. You're out here with your generic actors, and we don't care. All we give a shit about is XXX. And here's that this was going to be the greatest movie I've seen in a very long time. Is like in the first 10 seconds of the movie, we got one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in cinema. You got Samuel L. Jackson. He works for the NSA, like getting people for this XXX, which is basically super CIA. He's trying to get people into the super CIA. Mm-hmm. And so he's interviewing this soccer player at a restaurant. And while he's interviewing the soccer player at a restaurant, these dudes come in and they start robbing the joint. So the soccer player picks up a napkin holder, drops it, punts it, and then he hits the robber in the head, knocks him out cold, at which point Samuel L. Jackson starts screaming around, and he goes, "Goal!" And it was at that moment when I was like, this is bonkers, and I love it, and I'm going to love it.
It starts you off knowing what you're getting into. And I think if you've seen the trailers of Vin Diesel skateboarding, you're like, okay, I see where this is going. Because it's that for 2 hours, and it's long as fuck. Like, this movie's so long.
Yeah, it is really long, but here's the thing. It's just ridiculous. Every action scene is ridiculous. And I think if I really had to dig into it, I do think this movie does have problems. In the fact that I don't think all the characters are utilized very well. For instance,
I think I'll let you go, but I think for an action movie, they actually did better of establishing most of these characters than like Fast and Furious.
Sure, but let's talk for a moment about this. One's the big one that I noticed is the Rory McCann character. Mm-hmm. No anything. Like, he actually did nothing. In fact, there's an entire scene where like a bunch of shit is happening and they're calling him on the radio and they're like, "We need backup." And the bit is he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I can't leave the boat." And like, that's the whole bit. And he legit doesn't leave the boat and doesn't help. And then in the next action sequence, he also doesn't help.
Well, he's a punchline though.
Yeah,
his punchline is just punchline characters.
His punchline is literally just that. His punchline is literally just that he likes to get into car crashes, dude. It's wild. I also don't think
you're saying we can't have punchline characters now, Chadley. Now you're ruining film again.
Vin Diesel is working his ass off to make this shit good again. But also the Ruby Rose character, I don't think was utilized very well. And I don't even think she was a bit character. Like, there wasn't even a joke there. She was just like,
no, that's a legitimate character.
That's a legitimate character who also, I mean, she helped more than Rory McCann, but because Rory McCann legit did zero things. But she also, like, the thing is like this movie makes you, it's like, all right, so here's the dudes who do stuff. All right, let's just establish this. Vin Diesel, Donnie Yen. That's it. Nobody else does
Dude,
anything.
Donnie Yen is so good. I'm so excited that he's now moved on to blockbusters because he's the best thing in anything.
And Tony Jaa, they're like,
I'm one with the force with me.
Yeah, and then they're like, Tony Jaa. We're gonna throw Tony Jaa in there, and he's probably
we're gonna get Tony Jaa in, and we're not gonna have him say a single word. Perfect.
You know what makes me mad about them having Tony Jaa in? Dude didn't take his shirt off once, but that dude actually has a 10-pack. Like that dude is more shredded than any other human being on the planet.
Tony Jaa's partner in this movie is Michael Bisping, the UFC champion. Like, what? Why is Bisping in this? I love him, but
I feel like Vin Diesel just called up all his strong friends and is like, "All right, guys, I need a movie with just strong people in it."
Mike
and then
Bisping,
they're like,
I know you're busy being the UFC champ right now, but could you play a bit part as a British guy in this?
Yeah, dude. This movie is like I actually like I had a party because I was like, man, I can't just watch this movie. You have to have a party. And every 5 minutes something would happen that made everyone go, oh, and just start screaming. It was like it's the most bonkers shit I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, dude. There's parts where they're on motorcycles and then they turn into fucking jet skis. It's like, oh, okay. No explanation there whatsoever. But the greatest thing I've ever seen.
This makes Passengers look like There Will Be Blood. Like it is way more bonkers, and that's a pretty bonkers film.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I just want to get this out of the way too. This movie is not good. Like I don't think we mentioned that, but this movie is certainly not good. But it's the most fun I've had in a theater in years.
Sure.
As a film, it's not good. It is not good. I understand that, but I love it.
Yeah, like that doesn't mean anything to me. I think a lot of movies are terrible, but also good. Like that means nothing. That's not an evaluation. No, it's not even so bad it's good. It is good. It's just not a good movie.
Yeah. It's entertainment. It's entertainment, but it's not film, and that's totally fine. I think, and that's why we love Fast and Furious. I think because it's not film. No, that's not film.
I disagree on that, but I think there's definitely room for this kind of entertainment, and I'm glad that it's not all but disappeared. The thing about Vin Diesel is most of the time he wears a tank top because he doesn't look good without a shirt. I mean, but except for all of a sudden he has a 6-pack now. I think it was fucking photoshopped, honestly. Because like every other time I've seen Vin Diesel without a shirt, he's just like a fat dad with like a good chest. Like, you know how like dads have good chests, but like just a giant rear gut? That's what Vin Diesel looks like.
Yeah, how does that go down? But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, another crazy thing about this movie is like this actually happened to me while I was watching this movie. There was like a point, like probably like 15 minutes into this movie, where I said aloud, I'm like, if Vin Diesel doesn't bang at least 8 women in this film, I'm gonna be really upset. And like probably like 30 seconds after I said that, he bangs 10 women simultaneously. It's amazing. Actually, the best part of this entire movie is when Toni Collette's character, she's like the CIA, like head of the CIA or NSA or whatever. She's like, she rehires him and he's like, I gotta go to London. And she's like, what's in London? He's like, probably my fur coat. And then they cut to the next scene and he's just wearing a big fur coat, right. And I love it.
Now this is the point that I wanted to get into, but I forgot about it until just now. This movie, like Vin plays a character that we haven't seen from Vin very much. Like this is the cocky badass, which Vin Diesel doesn't usually play. He's usually plays like in Fast, he's more of a stoic badass and
humble as hell.
And in Riddick, he's like, I don't even know what to describe him, but he's not quite as cocky.
Yeah, he's not cocky. He's confident, and I think there's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vin Diesel is like, here's the thing. Vin Diesel might actually be a great actor, and we've discovered it. We discovered it in the past 10 days. He's not good, but there's something there. Like there's something there that I just love. And
that's the thing where it's like when I watch his 3 franchises, XXx, Riddick, and Fast and Furious, those are all different characters he's playing, but they all seem legit to me.
Yeah, but they all seem very, very similar as well. It's just like minor traits.
That's the sign of a good actor, is that you can be subtly different.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, all right. Hey, Vin Diesel's actually a great actor. Remember when he was 1-to-1 with Judi Dench? What the hell?
What?
Dude, Yeah, you know, and you know what? Like there was some amazing actors in this movie, but there's one actor in this movie that I think is greater than everybody else in the movie, including Vin Diesel.
Mhm.
The Cube, dude, the Cube.
Oh, how good is Ice Cube? He's the best actor on the planet, maybe.
he's so great. And like I remember just sitting there the whole time. Here's what I thought, because they kept like being like the bad guy has to be from within the company. I'm like, oh dude, if the bad guy is Cube, I'm gonna lose my mind. Not the case, but the Cube does show up and it's unreal. I also like
that they created like a diverse cast of characters. I think that's necessary in 2017, and I think they did a pretty good job of filling all the roles in that sense.
Yeah, I'd agree. I also really like there's a lot of comedy through a visual part of this movie where they do like bios for each character. They give them like a personality right from the get-go. Like it'll come up on the screen. It'll be like personal bio, you know, like a Call of Duty gamer tag and shit like that. That really sets apart what they are. Like immediately, you know who that character is. You might even know a person who is like that. Like that's how fucking. I think
that's where like most of the character building comes in that film. But
yeah, and it works really well. I think as a like it might be considered a lazy device, but I think that it works really well in this movie. Don't do that for every movie.
No, absolutely not. We've seen it in the film called Yoga Hosers, and it did not work there.
That's because that movie is the worst fucking thing ever.
Hey, don't worry about that. This movie, XXX has some of the craziest action sequences ever. Like just having a fist fight on a highway, like a busy freeway. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was so good.
Well, while cars are doing backflips over you, there's also like right out the gates, they're like, all right, we're going to have Vin Diesel ski down a radio tower to steal cable. And it's like, that is a great joke. That is a perfect freaking joke. I was like getting upset near the end when they're like double crossing him. And I'm like, Vin Diesel just wanted to skateboard and watch soccer. Get out of here.
Get fucked. He just wants to hang out. He just wants to chill.
He wants to. Another thing that I like about this movie is that it feels like they showed him like an early draft of the script and he's like, okay, well, here's the thing is that I'm going to say no to this because all I want to do is party in the Philippines. And they're like, we can make that work.
Yeah, exactly.
Because literally half of this movie is Vin Diesel just partying in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. Another thing I noticed is that like if you watch the credits, the names seem to get faker as it goes on. Like first you got like Vin Diesel and you're like, all right, clearly fake. And then it's like written by DJ Caruso and you're like, holy shit, that's not a real name.
Dude, was that guy playing at the fucking Luxor last night? Like, what is that?
Yeah, every name, like it's actually crazy.
Ruby Rose is also not a real name.
Oh, dude, so that is a fake name. Oh man, but this movie, like, if you went to this movie and you're like, oh, I had zero fun watching this, I don't trust you, and I think you're a liar. Because
it's the Fast and Furious effect. It's like I know people that like that franchise of films. You were a hater on it for a long time. I'm glad you've come around.
Well, I mean, it was 3 and 4 that got me, right? It was 3 and 4. Because like after 3 and 4, I was out, and it took some convincing to get me back in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm glad I did because those movies are fucking incredible.
It's the action. It's the action that we need, that we deserve. Now, I think The Rock needs to be in the XXX universe. I think he needs to be in.
Yeah. Shit, yeah, dude.
They're gonna make like 15 of these now, right? Because they're back on.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. There's so many actors that need to be in this universe, I think.
That's a great one. It's for an action movie too. It's like a very colorful, like that's what I noticed about it. I'm like, this is a fucking colorful action movie.
Yeah. Like all the landscape is like really good. Like honestly, when they're in the Philippines, it looks pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks really, really pretty.
Dude, there's one line in this that like I lost my mind at. Like there's a lot, but like a few times I stood up during this movie. Once was when Ice Cube showed up. I stood up. I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then at the very end, when he's in the plane and he's like, we're about to do this no parachute shit. And I'm like, oh no. And he just fucking does it. He gets out no parachute. I'm like, oh.
The crazy thing is that he goes down no parachute and he's like sitting on that box that's got like the sort of parachute and it hits the ground pretty hard. Motherfucker just walks away from that.
Yeah, he's cool. He's completely cool with it.
He's like, yeah, nice landing, hey? And it's like, why aren't you a dead person right now?
No, this is one of my favorite things that has ever happened in an action film. Like, because you have the good guys and the bad guys, like the Donnie Yen guys. And then you have the good guys. And like for a while they're like fighting each other. And then once the fucking CIA turns on them and they're like, yo, I guess we're on the same team now. And you're like, oh, that's awesome. Cause all those characters are cool too. So it's like, yo, let's just make a big like grouping of awesome people. And like fucking Michael Bisping's like, show me what to shoot. And you're like, oh, fucking Michael Bisping's so cool. He's so cool.
I like that. I also like that Vin Diesel was like, because Toni Collette plays the bad guy in this movie, which confuses me, but Toni Collette plays the bad guy in this movie, but she's frail and old and a lady, and you can't have giant Vin Diesel punching Toni Collette. So like he would grab other people's fists, like other bad guys' fists, and punch her with that. So what didn't look like, Vin Diesel's giant arms were destroying this person. Oh man, it's unreal. So also the robot arms. What?
Dude, that's some Jaws shit. I was like,
yes. Robot arms? Okay. Oh man, this movie's awesome.
How about fucking Samuel L. Jackson though? He's in this movie for like 2 minutes and he makes an Avengers joke like twice. Like,
yeah, and in the second scene that he's in, he's wearing a fucking eye patch, and it's like, are we doing this? They did not give a shit. And by they, I mean Samuel. You know that like when they showed Samuel L. Jackson the script, they're like, now if you're uncomfortable with this because like you don't want to fuck up your contract with Disney, we'll take it out. And he was like, nah, we'll make it funnier. Make it worse.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking Samuel L. Jackson's the best, man.
Dude, he's so great. He's so great. I want to see him in more stuff, even though he's got volume, dude.
Yeah, and everything. Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, and everything.
You know what? I think I would prefer if he was in literally everything. Is he in any of the movies we're watching next week? Probably. Maybe. Haven't even taken a look yet.
Right?
Probably. Oh my goodness. All right, you want to talk about Riddick? Can we talk about Riddick?
Sure.
Okay, so this one's called Riddick. It came out in 2013. It is the third movie, and they will never make another Riddick movie again because this one is really bad.
Well, it's like, you had 10 years to make this, and this is the script you came up with? Like, what even is this? This is fucking... It's like they wrote this one first and just shelved it for a while.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Because, like, after we have Chronicles of Riddick with the perfect world building and the density of that movie, it felt like we were taking a huge step backwards.
They just scrapped the entire world, basically, that they meticulously built in the last one. And then... They're like, well, see, this is where I'm okay with it. They like the first act is like nothing. It's like fucking that 300 scene where he's climbing up the fucking mountain or whatever. It's like that.
Dude, that was painful.
It's like the first act is horrendous. Nothing happens in it. Hey, Vin Diesel, you can't hide in a sulfur pool. A hot sulfur pool. You can't do that.
I started watching this movie at 10:30 last night. I fell asleep 30 minutes. I fell asleep at 11. Had to wake up at 7 a.m. this morning just to watch this thing.
So then in the second act, that's when it turns into Pitch Black but reverse. And I like that makes sense. That's how you do a third movie. Make Pitch Black in reverse. Okay, fine. And then the third act just becomes Pitch Black again. So it's like
yeah, you're right. When he's like, tell me when you see something out there, and it's like, are we doing this again? I don't, because like I couldn't tell if it was an entire thing of what's the word I'm looking for? Just jokes.
I don't know. Like, but well, here's the like this one is super problematic too, because it's like I don't normally complain about this stuff, but there's one woman character, and all she is there is so that every character plus the named protagonist can say how much they're going to rape her. Like, doesn't that seem a bit problematic to you?
It felt like Vin Diesel like wanted to punch up the script, but he was too busy doing fast movies. So he's like, I don't got time to punch this up. So we're going to have to roll with this.
It's like, I could totally see this movie being made like around Pitch Black, where you have a one woman character where everybody wants to rape her, and it's like, I don't know if you can get away with this in 2013, like even 2013.
And they kept calling her a lesbian because she didn't want to have sex with anybody. And it's like, are we belittling this person? Like, legitimately? Are we using gay slurs? What is this, 2013? Pretty sure that's not allowed.
Look, and like normally, like that stuff, like I understand when you're trying to make a film, but when it's just like there's no reason for it, that's just problematic to me. Like I don't know, and like none of the actors are good too, so like that's like that makes it worse, except for Dave Bautista, who's the greatest man alive, and Vin.
Oh, dude, why is Bautista in this? Like, him and Vin Diesel have to be like real good buddies, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
I also like there's like a part near the end of the movie where Dave Bautista, a character who's supposed to be a lifelong merc, is just doing wrestling moves on Riddick. that part I like. Look, I don't think that this is a totally garbage film. I think there's moments of this that are
two-star. It's a 2-star.
Mildly, yeah, sure. There's stuff in here that's mildly entertaining. I really like the dog.
Yeah, the dog's
like
great.
But the second they're like they
those dingo dongos out there. I'm a better actor than that fucking Sanchez guy. Like that guy's so fucking bad.
They killed the dog like real quick, and I'm like, all right, I don't care anymore. Like, he killed the dog, and then like later on in the movie, Vin Diesel kills the character who kills the dog, and he's like, yeah, I killed that guy because he said he was gonna kill me, and it's like, all right, I would have liked it a lot better if you said you killed him because he killed the dog. Like, honestly,
Keanu.
Why not go with that? Yeah, so give me some fucking. Where's Keanu? Yeah, give me some Keanu. Another thing that's weird about this movie, and I don't know if they like filmed it just like really quickly, is first, actually two things. That's not 2013 CG in this movie. That is not up to par in the year 2013. It looks bad.
Well,
like the CG is really
bad. This out of his pocket, so it's B movie shit. This is a B.
It's about as good as it's getting, essentially. Another thing is that like in this movie, I don't know what happened, but like it doesn't feel like Vin Diesel thinks he's Riddick anymore. Like, if he feels like he's acting in this one, where in the other ones it feels like he's Riddick.
He wasn't feeling it, dude.
But
hey, how about
he must not have been.
How about Carl Urban in this movie for 3 seconds? Could we get him as the antagonist or what?
For sure. Why throw? Hey, he did a shitty thing at the beginning of the movie to which there was no retribution.
Yeah, they don't even resolve that part. Like, that's what's crazy about this.
It felt like they had a lot of ideas. This feels like it should have been the first 45 minutes of a full-blown dense Riddick film. But instead, they stretched it out to 2 hours. It's long. It's 2 hours, and not very much happens. It is an hour and 58 minutes. I know. I'm telling you for sure. It is 2 hours. It is an hour and 58 minutes. That might include credits, but it's pretty long. Yeah. I don't know what happened here. I feel like they had a perfect game going and they jumped the shark.
Well, it's the same guy that made the other ones too. So like, how'd you fuck this up? Like, you had 2 shots already. Yeah.
What was his name? Matthew Tuis or something like that? Something similar to that?
David Tuis. It's David.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Because I know it is Tuis. I know it is Tuis. So if I know it's Tuis, you know it's David. It's David Tuis. Congratulations, David Tuis. You fucked up a classic.
Mm-hmm.
I just like I remember like for years people were clamoring for this third Riddick movie, and I can't imagine being like a lifelong Riddick fan, like somebody who was like following it from day one, getting this 9 years later and having this be what they're bringing to the table, essentially. I'd be pissed. I am pissed. Yeah.
I was Riddick, physically upset watching it.
Yeah, Riddick should have been a 4-star. That should have been a 4-star. But it
could have easily been a 4-star.
Because like they didn't write characters in this one, unfortunately. Why'd the last one have characters and this one didn't? Like Riddick isn't even a character.
There's nothing in it's not even a film.
Why would they put it? It all takes place on one planet too, and it's like, hey, he's been planet hopping. Show me more of that. I honestly believed that some of this movie was going to be him trying to get off the planet, and then the rest of the movie is him plotting his revenge. That's what it felt like at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did not do that, unfortunately. Yeah, this one's not worth a watch. But there are some Vin Diesel movies that are worth a watch. So do you want to count down our top 5 Dieselers?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna start. My number 5 Dieseler, baby, it's XXX Return of Xander Cage. We talked about it today.
Oh, here's the thing. It's official.
Oh, is it official?
The number 5. It's the number 5 best Vin Diesel movie is XXX: The Return of Xander Cage.
Oh, goddamn, hell yeah! Because here's the thing: is that he's so big in this one. He's so big. Like, every time I see Vin Diesel, it appears he's getting larger and like thicker.
Yeah.
Because
he's a fat dad.
Yeah, he was what's the word I'm looking for? He was thin. He was thin in build, but now he's thick in build. I don't understand how he gets away with it.
He shouldn't.
Yeah. So that is it. Number 5 official. It is what is it? XXX Return of Xander Cage. Number 4. My number 4. James Gunn classic, baby. Guardians of the Galaxy. Love it. Plays a tree monster, man.
Yeah, he's a tree monster. Like, what
dude,
is
he's
it?
a tree monster. He doesn't say any lines. Vin Diesel shows up to this shit. It's crazy. Vin Diesel always shows up to this shit, but he was on set for a day. It's craziness.
Yeah.
How do you get paid so much to do?
He would stay longer if he needed to, but they're like,
yeah,
no, you can go home.
Yeah, I feel like he tries to stay longer too, and they're like, Vin, what are you doing here? He's like, sometimes I, just gotta be there for your family, He would throw family out. He would tell James Gunn he's family. I feel like him and James Gunn are really good buddies.
Ooh, I bet they have a Corona.
Yeah, and Dave Bautista, James Gunn, and Vin Diesel all hang out all the time. I guarantee that.
Dude, that's yes, 100%.
That is absolutely a yes.
It was like fucking Bradley Cooper, like over in the corner eating at craft services. Well,
nobody's hanging out with Bradley Cooper. I'm just like,
no, absolutely not. It's
so Saldana and Chris Pratt are hanging out together, but everyone else is hanging out with Vin Diesel.
James Gunn, Vin Diesel, and Bautista are laughing it up, having a Corona on set. They're like, "You can't be drinking. We're working on the movie." They're like, "We don't care." That's the thing.
Oh, here's the thing. You're out here. You're filming your movie, and we don't care.
My number 4.
Number 4.
We talked about last episode, the Chronicles of Riddick.
The Chronicles of Riddick, baby. I love this one. This one's fantastic.
38% on Metascore. Wrong.
Hey, that's incorrect for sure. That is it. That's like Chappie. That's like the Chappie effect is what I'm gonna call it. It's when just critics are just so wrong about a movie. How do you not watch Chronicles of Riddick and be like, that's a perfect sci-fi right there?
It's classic sci-fi. I don't know about perfect.
Goddamn. I hate the critics, dude. Sometimes they are so wrong. My number 3. You knew it was going to be on here because I'm a suckler for this film. It's The Iron Giant. Love it. Jennifer Aniston, Vin Diesel, and I don't think anyone else famous is in that movie. But either way, that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, some people like that film.
Have you seen The Iron Giant? I feel like you've never watched it.
Yes, I have seen it.
Have you seen it recently?
I've seen it recently. Yeah, I logged it on Letterboxd, so it's been in the last 2 years.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a great film. It's a 100% a great film.
It's not that good. Honestly, it's not that good.
And Vin Diesel is barely a part of this.
That's the thing about the Iron Giant is it's not overrated because Chadley's the only one who thinks it's good. Like everyone else is like, yeah, it's fine.
Dude, why does nobody else love this movie the way I do, dude? It's fantastic.
Chadley
Come
has
on.
brain damage.
You gotta admit, you cry every time, though. You cry every time.
No, I didn't even break a tear. My number 3, a movie that I did cry when Vin Diesel died in, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, Saving Private Ryan, dude, I love this movie as well. Did not make my list. I love me some Spielberg.
Wow, the Iron Giant beat up Saving Private Ryan. That's some priorities, Chadley.
You're goddamn right, dude. Wasn't Iron Giant like my 22nd favorite film of all time? It's my favorite animated movie ever made.
Well, that's just obviously wrong, but we don't have to get into that now. You can go back to the episode 100 where we recap our top 100 favorite films.
I think your exact reaction was I said Iron Giant and you said, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think I felt like it was a waste of a space on that list. That precious 50 spot.
No, it wasn't even 50. 50 was the grade.
No, I'm saying there's 50 precious spots. There's 50 of them.
And I wasted one. I threw a throwaway in there.
You're gonna fucking waste one? How dare you?
Dude, I love the Iron Giant so much. My number 2, baby. My number 2 is Furious 7. Had to pick one of them. had to pick one of them, it's got to be Furious 7, dude.
Well, that's the best one until The Fate of the Furious comes out, which will
until
immediately be the
May.
best one because they
Is that
know what they're
soon?
doing.
Like,
now.
that's
Yeah,
May,
it's coming
right?
out
Like,
soon.
it's coming. It's May because I feel like I want it way earlier than that. Like, I want it way earlier.
It's April. It's April.
It's April? Okay. Whew, thank God, because that might be a day one. That shit may be a day one. I might have to go and see that. For sure.
It has currently 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that means it's a 5-star.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly when it comes to Vin Diesel movies, because like the critics didn't like Return of Xander Cage either. Maybe they're just wrong about Vin Diesel.
Well, here's the other thing that nobody's mentioning. The Fate of the Furious is directed by our boy F. Gary Gray of
F. Gary Gray
Compton fame. Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you serious?
No one is mentioning this at all.
Dude, I'm losing my fucking mind over here, dude. I'm losing my mind. That's gonna be one of the best movies.
Everybody's in it. Fucking Dwayne. We got Vin Diesel. Statham's coming back. We got
Kurt
Gibson.
Russell.
We got Kyrie. We got Tyrese. We got
Dude,
Ludacris.
Gibson.
Bad guy. Charlize Theron. How good is that going to be? She plays a hacker. It's going to be great.
So you said Gibson just now, and I thought you meant Mel Gibson, and I was like, "Oh shit, how good is that?"
I said Tyrese Gibson, but you cut me off. So.
Oh, I apologize. I just heard Gibson.
But newcomer, Scott Eastwood. So does that mean that we're getting Clint at some point?
Dude, if Clint
in there,
at least a cameo. At least have a joke. Have a joke about it at the very least.
I want every problematic old white guy in Hollywood to be in these movies because that makes them even better for me because they'd be like, I'm not watching that. It has Mel Gibson in it. How good would that be though?
Yeah. Dude, Mel Gibson in this movie would actually be pretty tight. And like, here's what I want. Dude, I want
straight Woody Allen. I want Woody Allen playing a straight evil motherfucker in one of these.
I want Clint Eastwood. I want Clint Eastwood to straight-faced play an aged Chris Kyle. That's all I want, right there. Oh, dude, recipes, Chris Kyle. I'm Desmond Doss. What is your number 2?
My number 2 is a little film called. Wait, I think I just did my number 2, didn't I?
What is it? Just if you did it, we'll.
Oh no, I didn't. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry.
Guardians, baby, Tree Monster Man. I love it, dude.
I mean, Vin Diesel's not necessarily in the film. I just think it's a good film. So.
See, that's why I put it. That's why I put it at 4 because, like, I think it is a great freaking movie. But Vin Diesel he's not really in it very much.
Yeah.
My number 1, dude, the best movie Vin Diesel has ever done, scored terribly on Rotten Tomatoes. It's Chronicles of Riddick, baby. I love this movie, and I didn't realize how much I loved it until this viewing. Mm-hmm. Like, it is so fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. It's good. I didn't realize you liked it that much. That's interesting.
Dude, I loved it, dude. I loved it. There's so much good with this movie. Carl Urban and Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel given the best performance I've ever seen maybe anyone give. It's crazy. Dude, I can't believe
Charlie's gonna go watch this again right now. He loves it so much.
Dude, I might. But you know what's preposterous? Netflix removed Chronicles of Riddick from their roster, but kept 2013 Riddick.
Yeah. Well, it's Chronicles of Riddick is on Prime streaming. That's where I watched it. So
God bless. I think Netflix wants the world to hate Riddick. What the hell? Because if Riddick 2013
for sure used to have Pitch Black on there too.
Did they? I don't know. I didn't check if Pitch Black was on there, but
no, it used to be. It's not anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, fucking Netflix. They really want you to hate Riddick. They're planning Riddick's downfall. Maybe they're the reason there's no Riddick 4. Maybe they wrote the Riddick 3 script. I don't know. I just want to blame Netflix for everything now.
Yeah, they're putting out some more shit for us to enjoy every week. That's what I love about them.
Yeah. Absolutely, dude. When's that next Sandler joint dropping? That's what I want to know.
Pretty soon, probably.
Contractually.
Yeah, it's actually coming out pretty soon.
Great. Can't wait for that. Awesome. All right, what is your number 1? Wait, Judd Apatow is doing the next one?
I think he has something to do with it.
Oh, okay. Because if Judd Apatow writes and directs the next Sandler flick, dude, that's gonna be the worst combo in cinema history right there. Dude, that there's like it'll be unwatchable in every aspect. It'll be crazy. So I'm actually kind of confused. I don't know what could possibly be. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, I know. What's your number one? Hit me with your number one.
That's Furious 7, baby.
Oh, I knew it. I was wondering I didn't know which Fast movie you'd take. I knew it'd be number one.
Well, 7 is my favorite, but I also like 1. I like Too Fast. Too Fast is really great, actually.
Yeah, Too Fast is good.
I don't really like 5 that much, honestly. Like, it's better.
Good.
It's better than 4, but I don't think 5 is actually very good. And I don't really remember much about 6, but 7.
Which one is the one where they're in Brazil the whole time? I get 5 and 6 mixed up all the time.
That's 6.
Yeah, 6. 6 is great, dudes. 6 is the one also with the safe, the bank vault.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun. 5 is not very good. That's just the one where they have like the underground going from Mexico under the tunnel. It's not that cool. The Rock is in it, but honestly, nothing really happens in that one. It's not interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I love. You know what? I love 5, 6, and 7. Those are the ones that I really like. 1 and 2 are pretty good as well, but I really like 5, 6, and 7.
I think 2 is fantastic. I think 2 might be like my second favorite, honestly. No, and Diesel's ain't even in it. So like that's how good that movie is.
Diesel wasn't in Too Fast. It's been a while.
That's why Tyrese was in it, because he replaced Vin.
Oh, I see. They had to, and then they had to get Vin back for part 4, right? Because they're like, this doesn't work without Vin.
Mm-hmm.
Want to talk about Benji?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about Benji.
Sorry. I want to hear your point first. I want to hear your point about Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious.
Oh, so I was saying that like Fast and Furious 3 would be good if Lucas Black wasn't in it, because he's the only part of it that's bad. It's like, why is this dude? I don't even think you've seen it, honestly, because it's actually a fantastic character study of Japanese racing. Yet Lucas Black is this country boy who's like looks like he's 40, and they're like, no, he's a 16-year-old coming to school in Japan. No way that guy is fucking 16. Get someone better.
Yeah,
and then that movie would have been awesome, because that movie fucking is legit.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, let's talk about Benji. Let's talk about Benji Affleck. His new movie isn't terrible, but it's also not very good, unfortunately.
I barely even know what it's about. It feels like it should have been 3 movies or something. It's based on a fucking 500-page book. This is the best you got out of those pages? I've never read it, but like,
yeah, 500 pages. Essentially, this movie. What was I gonna say? This movie is
okay. You don't remember? Okay.
It's sort of a gangster movie, like that. Like it's a gangster movie, but like not really.
I disagree completely. This is 100% a gangster movie. What would you?
I would categorize it as Ben Affleck telling everybody that he is not a gangster and trying very hard not to be a gangster while he's tied up in gangster shit.
Wrong. Look at those hats.
Oh, true.
You look 1 second at one of the hats he wears. One of the many hats he wears in this movie. Clearly a gangster.
This movie, like, essentially, it feels like it should have been 2 movies. I totally agree. Like, because there's like the first movie where it's him in New York, and then there's the second movie where it's him in Orlando or him in Tampa. So
killing KKKs.
Yeah, killing KKK people, fighting the racists, destroying Catholicism. Essentially, this guy during Prohibition he worked for a gangster and he made liquor, essentially. But the only reason he did that is because this girl he liked was killed, but not really.
But here's the thing, not really.
The problem with this movie is it's not very interesting. Like, there's not a lot to say about it because it's not very interesting. I think.
Dull, dude.
It's
dull. Like
it's really.
I tried to watch it last night, fell asleep, so I watched it. I watched it earlier today. Fucking boring, really fucking boring, and it's really long.
Yeah. It's so long, it's so boring, and the characters, like, I feel like if this movie had good characters, this would have been all right. But the characters,
that's like historically, gangster movies aren't like ridiculously fast paced, but they generally have like a good story arc or scripted well. This isn't scripted well, first of all.
Yeah, and like there's not very many interesting characters. Like all the characters are like they're not really anything. Like that's the crazy thing, is that they're nothing.
Well, like the only people
I
could see, because they all look the same. First of all, that's the problem with these 1920 movies. Is like when you all have like all these white dudes dressed up in fucking oversized suits.
blazers and shit.
I don't fucking know what, like, if they don't have something unique, like the guy that was calling everybody racist and had a hair lip. Okay, I know that guy, but like,
yeah, hey, Matthew Mayer, what is up with your face? That's what I want to know. What the fuck's up with Matthew Mayer's face? Dude doesn't look like a real person. Dude, it doesn't look like a real person for sure.
Yeah, he looks like a caricature of like an evil guy.
The only interesting character in this whole movie is like the Chris Cooper character, and he doesn't end up doing anything. He's the only character.
I would disagree with you. I think he's not interesting because he also doesn't do anything.
I think the character is interesting, and I wanted to see him do some shit, but then he didn't do anything. Also, Zoe Saldana's in this movie, but doesn't gotta be at
Doesn't
all.
Doesn't
need to be there. So she is essentially in the beginning of the movie to make deals with him about their distribution for rum. And then she's like, I will never bang you. And then immediately bangs him.
Yeah,
and that's
the scene. I actually like that scene.
That's the end of that plot, though. That's the end of that plot. They just are married after that. It's like, oh, they banged once. It was the 20s. All right. It was a different time, I guess. Yeah, but different time. You don't just bang somebody unless you're like, ready for a baby and stuff. Right. It's just like, it's so the opposite of wacky. And like, that's kind of what I wanted. Cause like you look at the cover and it's like, John was a good man. And it's like him in like this white blazer sitting in a chair pointing a gun. And you're like, that's going to be silly as shit. And then it's so bland. It's so uninteresting. It's tough to watch.
If anything, this will be remembered as the movie that got Ben Affleck to give up on directing films.
Yeah. You told me that last year.
I doubt he will ever direct anything else after this.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, right? It seems completely unlikely.
Well, he is slated to direct something in 2019, but I feel like at this 2019. Point... Well, release in 2019, so direct next year. But
okay, all right.
But I think at this point, there's been some rumblings from the Hollywood, gang that we hang out with that he's not... He's not too interested in the whole idea or theory behind directing anymore. So
he might not be that interested in like being like at all involved in film anymore.
He doesn't want to be famous anymore. Like
he just wants to be a fat dad. Is he still banging Jennifer Garner? Or is that done?
I don't think so.
I think he wants to retire because like if you look at him in this movie, dude's got thicker, dude. He's not built like he used to be.
Pretty fat now, yeah.
Yeah,
and like he'll get in shape for the Batman movie, like. But like even then, he's like in a giant suit, so you don't have to get that.
If he does it, that is. He may not do the Batman movie.
Well, I mean, there's also one.
Yeah, there's also rumblings about that. He might be out, which is a good choice as far as I'm concerned. But if they replace him with Nightwing, I'll pen that. We'll pen that. We'll pen the fucking Nightwing movie.
Oh, I'll write a Nightwing movie all day. Fuck you, Marvel. Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah,
we're done with Disney.
Buckland,
Dude, we're ready to sell out to DC and make that shit work, all right?
Yeah, because we've thrown maybe 5,000 scripts at Marvel, and they've rejected everyone.
And they were good.
They were all good. What was I going to say?
You should just give them to Sam Raimi, and he'll make like a fake version. Oh.
Yeah, he'll change the names. He'll be like, it's Moon White. And it's like, oh, all right, great.
Pretty. Don't know who that one would be.
Captain Blamerica. Great. Perfect joke right there. Actually, that would be a good joke. I'd be in because Sam Raimi seems like he's down to make movies completely as a one punchline.
Yeah,
like just
yes. Absolutely. That's what fucking third Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, yeah. That movie is one punchline and it's phenomenal. Yeah. It's just like a punchline. It's basically him being like, hey, you thought I was making legitimate horror movies, but I wasn't. Like, it's just him laughing at the film industry and the consumer. It's craziness that movie is like revered so highly. Because it is deliberately talking down to the audience. I love it.
Well, that's the same with like Darkman too. Like that's clearly just him being like, "Oh, you won't let me direct a superhero movie? Fuck you, then. I'm gonna make this fakey one."
You watched that? You watched that recently, hey?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, right? Liam Neeson just wearing people's faces. It's craziness.
Wearing them. It's like Face Off, but Neeson.
Oh, dude, Face Off, but Neeson. That's a perfect bit right there.
Yo.
Yeah, Live by Night. I think I would recommend Live by Night to no people. There's some good performances in it though. Like Benji's good.
Yeah, Benji's always good though. That's the thing. Like
You know who-
you can't have that as your selling point anymore. He's too good.
You know who is not good though?
Hmm.
That Fanning girl. Who for sure? No thanks.
Yeah, she's weird. She's a little too gangly. She's a lot ganglier than her sister.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she fits the 1920s. Whereas Ben Affleck,
she looks like she trips a lot.
Ben Affleck.
Like, have you
Ben
ever met
Affleck
a clumsy girl that just like trips all the time? It's like, why are you wearing those big ass fucking heel shoes? You're gonna trip for sure. That's what she looks like. She looks like she's gonna fucking trip. It's like, yo, do you fall down sometimes? Because that's what you look like.
Jesus, yeah, absolutely.
Why are your legs so long? Like your legs are unproportionately long. Do you fall down sometimes?
But yeah, Chris Cooper is always great, but once again, it's not a selling point anymore because the dude is so good. Matthew Mayer, man, that performance irked me, man. I don't know what's up with that dude, but that irked me. That didn't sit right with me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I wanted it to be better because like, it is the
really
kind of
wanted
shit
this
I
to be
like.
There's a skeleton of a decent movie here. It just
Oh yeah, there's a good movie in there. Clearly, because I've heard the book is phenomenal, so there's something good in there. But
and I hate to say this, but I think the failure of this movie might rest solely on the shoulders of Benji. You know, like I think
here's my theory, because this movie was rushed out to get screeners. I think they like rushed through the editing a bit because I think it could have been tighter in a lot of places or expand. So I think they edited it too fast to get it to screener.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Looks like the cinematography is good. Looks good, kind of.
Yeah, film. I mean, it's clearly like directed by someone who doesn't direct things. Like you can always tell that because it looks like a movie that I would make. So like,
yeah,
it doesn't take any chances.
This is some bullshit aesthetic.
I don't know who did the cinematography, but like I think most of that was good. But like some of the directing is like clearly like, oh yeah, you're shooting it over his shoulder, and then from that guy's shoulder. Oh, okay, I can see what you're doing.
Yeah, all right, yeah, all right. You took one film class. That's cool. You just jumped right into the industry. Fantastic. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna give this one a So this week, we got the final trailer for Fate of the Furious. Everyone makes it seem more likely to me that movie is going to actually have aliens in it.
Dude, every trailer. It must, right? They're going to space. They are going to space by 10. I guarantee that. But I don't know if it'll be this one. Or this one might be the setup for space. That's my theory.
Apparently this one is like the first of a trilogy that is supposed to end off the franchise, which is a wild sentence. It's supposed to end off the franchise with a trilogy. Like, that's insanity. Dude, that's so bonkers. They're like,
here, let's do another trilogy real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna end these movies, but first let me pump out a trilogy real quick. Oh my god, dude. It's gonna be the most insane thing ever. I seriously can't wait. Now that, and here's the crazy thing, I might like it more now that I've seen Vin Diesel do some stuff where I'm super on board. Because I'm on board for, because when I saw Fury 7, I was not on board for Vin, dude. I was not on board.
Not many people are, honestly, because I don't think most people do this very in-depth look at his career like we do. But
dude, he's good. He's good, dude. Unfortunately, though, that does bring our Chronicles of Riddick franchise to a close. But you know what we're gonna hit up next? I'm really excited. We're gonna watch some X-Men. Huge Jackman.
Ooh. I can't wait to see him get perpetually more jacked as they go on. Because like, dude, in that last one, the Wolverine or whatever, at the end when he's like
so big,
yeah, he's so big, and he's like, have you ever seen the interview of him talking about that? It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. He's like, yo, so basically, I ate one cracker the entire day. I ate one cracker completely dehydrated. I was completely dehydrated, completely hard, just completely. I was like a stone. I looked like a stone. I had veins popping out of everywhere. And it's just him talking about how he ate nothing for like 2 weeks to do that scene.
Oh my god, dude! What the fuck? How? Oh my god, that's disgusting. Oh, but we'll talk about that. I think we have 5 films to watch. Just because we've already talked about a lot of the X-Men movies, but we got 5 films to watch. I'm excited. And we're gonna also be talking next week about What are we talking? Underworld. Blood. Is it called Blood Wars? I feel like it's something generic as hell like that.
No, yeah,
Blood
it
Wars.
is Blood Wars. That is
It's
correct.
Blood Wars. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And then we're also going to be talking about what was the one? What was the other one? Oh, Gold, dude. Matthew
Gold with
McConaughey.
All right.
All right.
He's trying to do some sort of a creepy character who's also a Wall Street man. So we'll see how that is.
Ooh, that, you know what? You got me in. So thanks for checking out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can.
Did you ever see the trailer for Gold? It's like the first like half of the trailer makes it look like it's the Wolf of Wall Street movie, but then then they go to like fucking the Amazon to mine gold, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this movie? What could this possibly be?
Are we in a mine? Are we legit in a mine? That's craziness. Oh man, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Follow us on Twitter.
All right, yeah, follow us on Twitter at Chadley the Movie and at Last Cool Dude.
Yeah, that's the show. Subscribe on YouTube, please.